going on? Super excited for this video because today I get to share with you guys 3 proven methods to instantly improve curl hydration. So whether you have curly hair or maybe you ain't got no curly hair, maybe you got straight hair, relaxed hair, texlax hair, whatever hair you have, this is for you. So stay tuned. Okay, so number 1. Now this is coming with a disclaimer because you need to be careful with this first method because I got moisture overload with this method. So this is really for those who really need some moisture. If you don't need it, then go to method number 2 and number 3. Okay, but for this method, I recommend creating your own DIY water and humectant spray. There is something special about humectants when you combine them with water. Humectants are hydrophilic groups, and hydrophilic groups love them some water. So there's like a nice synergistic effect that takes place when you have them together in a mixture. Now, I will say this, if you have low porosity hair, I recommend water mixed with glycerin. Shake that up, spray that on your hair when your hair feels kind of dry, and that's gonna help significantly with improving moisturization instantly, okay? With this mixture, you want to be very careful in very humid environments and very dry environments. If you are in a very humid environment, it's going to absorb too much moisture into the hair and the hair strand will swell, which can lead to high porosity hair and hyperfatigue. On the flip side, in a very dry environment, this mixture can actually do the opposite and suck moisture from the hair because the humectant is so thirsty for water, it's not in the environment because it's so dry. The next step is suck it from the hair. Suck it from the hair. That sounds so bad. But either way, I'm still a huge fan of this mixture because it is very effective. However, I would say if you're trying to avoid the humid environment or really dry environment, depending on where you live, I would recommend doing this maybe at night before you go to bed versus spraying on your hair and then walking out the house. You know what I'm saying? So that's number 1 for low porosity hair. For high porosity hair and low porosity too, I will say you guys can do this too, but I recommend water and aloe vera juice. Now, what makes aloe so amazing is that number 1, it is also a humectant. A lot of people don't know that. Number 2, it is acidic, so it's going to help with balancing the pH of the scalp and the hair, and it's also known for being antiviral, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. I mean, it's amazing, okay? So this is something that I do recommend not only for high porosity hair, but also low porosity hair as well. And this is something I often mention in my consultations for those who want to start hair care lines. I always tell them, hey, you want something moisturizing, combine water and aloe vera juice because that combination is amazing. So yeah, make a spritz with that, a spray, spritz, whatever you want to call it. Do that, seal that with some oil or some hair grease and your hair will be so juicy. So yeah. Okay, so number 2 is going to be the greenhouse effect method. Now this originated back in 2006, 2008, around that time. And basically the whole point of the greenhouse effect is to create a very moisturizing and humid environment while you are sleeping. So it's kind of like while you're sleeping, your hair is kind of getting a special moisturizing treatment and you wake up to more moisturized, glorious hair, okay? So how does this work? Basically, there's multiple ways to do it. Number 1, you can spray some water on your hair, seal it with some oil, put a shower cap on, a plastic cap on, then put your scarf on and go to bed, okay? Or you can put some leave-in conditioner inside a water bottle, you know, shake it up, spray it in your hair, and then put an oil on top of that, and then put your shower cap on or plastic cap on, whatever you want to put on, put a scarf and go to bed. Now, this is something that you're going to do maybe a few times throughout the week, maybe once a week, depending on how much moisture your hair really needs. You're not going to saturate your hair until it's like super duper wet, but it's kind of like a nice little, I would say in between a mist and a dampness. It's not going to be like soaking wet. Usually your hair is going to be in some type of braid, bun, or twist while you're sleeping, and your body heat is going to create a really cool, almost like a deep conditioning treatment while you're sleeping. I also recommend adding your hair growth oil, whether that's like something with peppermint or tea tree or whatever hair growth oil you use on your scalp. Apply that at night while you're doing the greenhouse effect method, and I think that's going to also help to really get that oil to penetrate deep within the scalp to help to accelerate the promotion of hair growth for you while you're sleeping. Okay, and the last method I'm going to recommend to you all is It's kind of twofold actually. The first method is to invest in a steamer, a hair steamer for your hair, because that is going to be a game changer, especially if you suffer from dry hair. Now, don't just stop at, you know, your conditioner or deep conditioner, do a little steam. You can apply your steamer to your leave-in conditioner, to your moisturizer, anytime you want to get some extra oomph to your moisturizing treatment, whether that's with the leave-in or moisturizer. Use your hair steamer because it's there for that, to apply additional moisturization to your hair, okay? So that's number one. Number two is going to be invest in a shower filter, especially if you live in an area where there is hard water. For example, chlorine is very harsh on the hair. It can create frizziness and dryness and lifting up the cuticles. So when you invest in a shower filter, that's going to help tremendously with filtering out all of those minerals and all the things that you don't want, and it's going to significantly improve the moisturization of your hair, okay? Alright guys, hope you have enjoyed this video and learned something new. Of course, I have a question for you. What is one product or a method or a habit, whatever, that has helped your hair tremendously with moisturization? Okay, comment below, let us know, and I cannot wait to join the conversation with you. Be sure to check out the Curly Girl's Guide to Hair Care Ingredients, especially if you're interested in learning more about ingredients in the natural hair care industry, okay? I'll have the link below for you to check out. And if you're interested in starting a hair care line, you can work with me one-on-one, no matter where you are on the journey. I look forward to working with you, and I'll have a link below for you as well with more information. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.